Good morning, everybody. My name is Dave Sarkipato. I currently do outside sales for cleaning chemicals, and then I also run my own business called Breaking Barriers Coaching. I can tell you a little bit about both. In terms of sales, I've been with the company 2 years, and I do outside sales, so I have no office. I travel around every day. I drive an average of probably about 200 miles a day. And I do my work in Starbucks, at home, wherever I can get on my laptop. For my business, for Breaking Barriers Coaching, I actually help 15 to 20-year-old aspiring entrepreneurs overcome barriers to turn their idea into a business. I launched that about 2 months ago. We actually had several events, and I even had a TED Talk lined up, and those all got canceled, unfortunately, so I'm trying to pivot and figure that out currently. To tell you a little bit about my sales job, we sell cleaning chemicals to breweries, food manufacturers, any industrial manufacturers. So anytime somebody makes a beer in a big tank, they need to clean it out before they make their next batch. So that's one instance where they would use my chemical. So a typical day is I am driving around. I am literally just trying to get a hold of the right person, get them to talk to me, tell them a little bit about myself, and I'm being told no all day long. That is probably a like and a dislike. Being told no is a very, very disheartening thing when it happens day after day after day after day. The reason I said why I kind of like it is it makes you extremely tough. Sales and entrepreneurship in general are not for the faint of heart. If you think you're tough, great. I hope you go into it and then you'll learn that you need to be tougher. So I get told no all day. My work setting is mostly outdoors. The tools that I use pretty much are social media where I can. LinkedIn is pretty big for older people that network on there. A lot of big companies in the U.S. today, purchasing departments, environmental health and safety departments, they all use it. So I use social media a little bit, probably not in the sense that you think, not so much Instagram, Facebook, anything like that, but mostly LinkedIn. Why this career is for me, I'm just a hustler, so I love to hustle. I love to not have a ceiling on how much I can make. I think my value can keep going up, so I want to be paid accordingly. It's very hard for me to sit in a position, let's say you get paid $70,000 a year. That's great. That's awesome. But my mindset, it's very tough for me to sit there and say, okay, so I'm just going to work every year, make 70 grand, maybe get a little raise. What if I want to work harder? You don't necessarily get rewarded for that in a sense. So for me, my mindset is I want to get better and better and better each day and each year. I want to get more in shape. I want to eat better. I want to have better relationships. And so for me, my mindset is just I want to keep improving. There's no ceiling, which is why I kind of like sales. What would you look for? Education and training. You can get any kind of business degree you want. You can study as much as you want, but there's really no replacement for live conversation, thinking on your feet. And when someone tells you no, how can you get them to rethink that answer? That's just takes time. It takes failure, and then it takes learning. So anybody that wants to go into sales, man, it's a great career. It can be very, very, very lucrative. It's also very tough. You will have someone that you might meet with for 3 months, 6 months, and everything's going great. You think they're going to buy your product. They might spend $100,000. In the last minute, in the last hour, they might say, nope, we're backing out. And you feel like, man, I just spent 6 months. How could you do that to me? It teaches you how to manage your emotions. It's such a good learning career. And then quickly, I'll talk a little bit about my business. My title is founder and CEO there. I started that about a year ago, and I launched about 2 months ago. What a day looks like right now is building social media, messaging. Entrepreneur coaching for teenagers is not something that's around. So being in a new space is very difficult. You spend a lot of time and energy trying to tell people what you do. Even though my message is clear, it's just you have to get to the subconscious mind, so you need to place it in people's mind day after day after day. They need to see your logo day after day after day. They need to see your tagline. My tagline is, I help 15 to 20-year-old aspiring entrepreneurs how to overcome barriers to turn an idea into a business. They need to hear that day after day after day in order to understand what you do. So what a typical day looks like for me right now is spending at least an hour either in the morning or in the afternoon at night on my business, on my website, which is about to launch, on reaching out to people for events, on trying to do talks or workshops at schools. The likes and dislikes is, man, it can be lonely. When you're an entrepreneur, they tell you, but they don't really tell you how lonely it can be because it's your vision. And there will be people around you that will support you at times, but in the end of the day, you have to be the one driving that vision. You have to be the one that never lets up. When things are going on, when you have personal things going on, it doesn't matter. You have to keep going. You can never stop, and that can be lonely. It can just be lonely. I suggest finding other entrepreneurs that you can share your experiences with, because the average day person will not understand. They won't understand what you're talking about. But the likes of entrepreneurship is you can bring your vision to life. You can create something for yourself, and it's not going to turn out how you think, but it might turn out better than what you had thought originally. Entrepreneurship was for me. I started a business at 13, started another one at 21. I failed a lot in between. I just love experimenting. I love working with people, and I really love helping others win. That's why I really want to do this entrepreneur coaching. I think it's a great business. I want to see people be way more successful than me. I want to see young people stretch their mindset of what's possible instead of just going to a bunch of debt in college. I want them to see how they can build a future for themselves, travel the world, do whatever they want if they're willing to put in the work. So that's what drives me. I want to keep getting better every day. I think sales is a great opportunity for that. I also think entrepreneurship is a great opportunity for that. If you want to go into either of those fields, man, it's going to be a long journey. So just get ready. Get ready that you're probably not going to see the results you want right away. But if you're willing to put in the work day after day after day and keep going and keep going and keep going, you're going to find great success and you're going to be really happy.